Kolohe Andino coming off the back of a second place finish in the first event of the season. His best ever start on the CT, up against one of the real danger men in the field, injury replacement Sebastian Zietz. And he's got some insights for us on what our competitors are riding. We're going to check in with Pete in a moment, but right now, out the back in the blue, Sebastian Zietz taking off. And Sebas just waiting for this wave to do its thing. He's going to sit back and pace himself, and now he attacks the lip, drifts those fins, can't complete the turn. Pete, what do you got for us?
Proton by Channel Islands is under Sebastian Zietz, and you know, it just, when you talk about draws, and then you see him go out on the very similar equipment, no.
It kind of looked like it reeled off pretty nicely, but here goes Andino, the 21-year-old. Couple of nice big calves to get started. Just at the top of this ride now, he's going to drop to the bottom. He's going to have plenty of speed here as this wave starts to stand up. Andino looking for something big to finish. Huge floater, and just gets bounced.
Well, that time, he paid the price for being a little too conservative. He was trying to be cautious at the angle he chose to hit that lip.
Solid start to the year. He's not done too well during the Australian leg as a Championship Tour competitor. Actually hadn't made it past the third round ever prior to the Quicksilver Pro on the Gold Coast.
Yeah, that's a funky zone for him to have. You don't want to have a kind of a blemish on your calendar come to Bell, so he's going to try to rectify that. Again, there was that weird angle. He tried to stay really parallel. If he would have just drew a more aggressive bottom turn, he'd be coming at 12 o'clock, and actually he would have been able to get on top of that lip, project out into the flats. You can see he got zero projection. Now he's actually trapped in that lip line, all that whitewash. So just a little too conservative.
19.5 minutes to go. Bigger boards. It's funny, the world's best surfers, as far as some of the locals are concerned, and we saw this at Margaret River last year when the swell got big.
I try to think, okay, what am I going to pack? And I have a hard time packing anything over 6'3". It really has changed since back in the day.
Well, Sebastian Zietz up at the moment. A throwaway on his first ride, a 1.5. Kolohe Andino put up a 5.33. The Hawaiian now looking for a 3.84 out of this ride to move into the lead. Solid turn there. And a big finish on the closeout section. You can see there, Sebastian, he doesn't want to go rail to rail too much. There's a lot of bump on the face. He's happy just to keep his board flat. And when the wave stands up, that's when he digs into those bottom turns. But a different approach compared to what we usually see on a clean day out here.
That's right. And a nice payoff there for Sebastian. And the whitewashes are much more manageable. That's kind of a funny thing to deal with as a competitor. You know, you're worried about scoring and surfing, and all of a sudden you got to hop on a jet ski. And
7.67 for this ride. Break it down for us, Ross.
Well, you can see him hop right over that bump, and you know, he maintained control. So he looks very comfortable. He's got his feet perfectly in the spot. I love that mix-up. Little layback snap there. He leaned on that back foot. And there's that steeper angle of attack with that bottom turn.
But in recent times, we've had some amazing moments. And I'll let you think about your favourite while Kolohe Andino goes through this ride. Searching for a 3.85 to get himself into the lead. Driving off the bottom. Surfing with a lot of speed at the moment. Drawing these moves out. And he's going to look for a big finish here. As he transitions through to the inside, continues to wet those rails. And it is just a monster of a section to try and attempt a finishing move on. So he pulls through the back, 13.5 minutes to go. And here goes the 27-year-old. Well, smooth carve through some pretty ugly water. A lot of foam on the face as he grabs the rail to get a bit more stability and brings it through to the inside now. Just keeping a good pace at the moment. Not rushing to get through to the inside. Tricky section to deal with here. Leans on a layback, a lot of water bouncing around, and he can't keep control. He falls off there. 12.5 minutes to go. This entire ride, just finish this wave off.
100%. You know, and when he first took off on this wave, I thought he was on to a really big score, but you can see the wave got flat. So it didn't stand up like he was hoping for. And that's why he was, you know, forced to do those sleepy cutbacks. So a lot of these waves, though, even though they're fat on the outside, once they hit the inside, you will get one money section, a nice steep section to work with. So right here, he's like, okay, it's time to go. And he went for a conservative kind of a layback snap, and that wave doubled up underneath him. So again, being conservative on that last section, it doesn't pan out. I mean, you're better off just going for it. Easily Kolohe's best ride. It's going to be better than his 5.3, I think. Nice opening carve. As you said, getting those rails wet. I like that, Ronnie. You know, just really smooth carving from Kolohe. This is someone who's known for being light and kind of scooting his fins around. Pretty impressed with
Welcome back to the Rip Curl Pro, Heat 7 of Round 2 unfolding. Kolohe Andino has just moved into the lead with a 6.67, but we are waiting on numbers to come through for a ride for Sebastian Zietz. I love that big air from Kelly, and it kind of really changed things here at Bells Beach, because it was always an event where everyone talked about.
He kind of shot a look too over to, was it Mick Fanning, as he's doing the air.
Back to the heat and the water with just under 7 minutes to go. Sebastian Zietz looking for a 4.33 and willing to take a chance on that insider. It didn't work out. Good news for the forecast. We're going to see a lot of waves for the event window as we see live action out the back. Sebastian Zietz is after a 4.33 from this wave. Neat little carve off the top to get started. Plenty of speed in that turn. 4.33 the requirement. Bashes it up through the lip. Out onto that foamy face now. Wants a finish to make it official. Gliding well. He's been guilty of falling on his finishing turns in the past. Let's see if he can finish this one off. Moving through to the inside. Climbs up on top of the lip. And he does, right out of that last manoeuvre. 2 minutes remaining, waiting on the scores to drop as Andino uses priority out the back. Just a setup turn, cutting back, fading deep, driving off the bottom, huge floater. Still trying to get out in front of this wave again to add more points down the line. And Andino just throws his board up over the lip once again, and just a clean finish, a much bigger wave than Sebastian Zietz had. Fewer manoeuvres, but a lot of quality in those turns.
Looks like Kolohe is going to grab it right back. So I like the idea of here from Sebastian Zietz, just trying to take fate into his own hands, grabbing a medium-sized wave. I think he did enough to get the 4.3. So he doesn't know that Kolohe is going to be on a perfect wave on the, you know, out behind him. Just a little unfortunate for Seabass. So I think he got the job done. In his head, he knows what he needed. So he's milking this thing to the beach, just trying to get a 4.3. Good surfing there from Seabass, but again, Kolohe was on a dream wave out the back.
Well, Sebastian Zietz with 40 seconds to go, trying to get himself back to the takeoff zone. Andino, he waved the ski away and made his way to the beach. Let's see if he gets an opportunity to have another crack at it out here. 15 seconds now. This one might not reach the lineup.
I was kind of thinking this heat was over, but will this wave get to him? 10 seconds.
Well, he has to get to his feet before the hooter sounds. And I think he's done it. So Sebastian Zietz on a bomb wave, driving off the bottom. He's going to need a score. Strong first turn. Out onto the open face again, pacing himself now. Looking for more on the inside. Needs a big finish. Started this wave so well. Some tough bumps to deal with. And this wave is starting to flatten out, but there's more down the line. And Sebastian's going to go searching for it. Driving off the bottom. Huge snap. And that is going to be a very close finish. Expecting a solid number for Andino. It dropped through at a 7.17. The requirement for Sebastian Zietz, 6.17. Two big turns on that wave, Ross. I thought he surfed this first section really well. A lot of speed, drove up into it.
That was a cool carve, a little grab rail slice there. But this wave was just trippy. There's a lot of bumps. Wasn't clean. He had to get hot back into the sections. Judges won't like that. So really, you know, it's all in the balance for a big closing turn. So again, unfortunate that he doesn't know what he needs. So at this point, he's just trying to finish this wave, thinking, hey, maybe I just need a 4 or 5. But again, it would have been nice to see him really be aggressive there to make sure he gets that 6.
Those end sections, surfers have been steering away from them at different stages throughout the day. They're tricky to read, but the judges having a really close look at it. I think the comparisons will be made with Kolohe 7.17. And Andino, he got a big critical floater out the back, and he did get a huge finish on the inside.
Yeah, for sure, Kolohe's wave was better, and you know, he received a point higher than what Seabass needs. Just a difficult wave to surf.
Well, it looked like a draw on paper, and it might be a draw on the scoreboard when this one comes to a close. All the waves in this heat, the scoring rides are being reviewed at the moment. The judges checking a replay now of Andino's 7.17.
Clean cutback. This is the wave where he gets the floater, if I'm not mistaken. Boom, hits the lip. That's a big deal today. Again, that's just showing commitment. You know, as soon as you hit that lip out here, there's a lot of water pushing you around. So the judges will love that Kolohe got a floater on the outside, and a really clean closeout turn right here. Again, hit the lip.
I've got crazy deja vu at the moment. I've watched Andino stand on these stairs before, waiting for scores to drop. Let's see if he gets the result that he wants out of this second round.
This is a 6.67. So the wave we just watched from Kolohe was a 7.17. Judges want to digest this entire heat. They want to know, what have they already scored?
Well, on the scoring system that the judges use, they're able to see what the surfer needs in second place.
Yeah.
Some people question whether that's a good thing or not. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's okay, because at the end of the day, they are making the calls, you know, and it's as simple right now as who won the heat. You know, they can kind of just ball up the entire result in one score right now and just say, hey, who surfed better in this last 30 minutes?
Well, the scores are coming through. It is a 6.27.
Wow.
There's that strong finishing maneuver.
I think that came into play. I think they said, you know what, Seabass surfed a little better in this heat, and they gave him the nod.
Well, it wasn't the best wave of the heat, but he did enough. He needed a 6.17. 6.27 was the score. Sebastian Zietz, another injury replacement surfer, making the jump into the third round. Kolohe Andino is out here after a great start on the Gold Coast. We're going to take a quick break. More to come from round 2 right after this.